Note: 7 years ago, we all went through the flames. And the happiness of some of us since then is, we think, well worth the pain endured. It is an added joy to Mina and to me that our boy's birthday is the same day as that on which Quincy Morris died. His mother holds, I know, the secret belief that some of her brave friend's spirit has passed into him. His bundle of names links all our little band of men together, but we call him Quincy. In the summer of this year, we made a journey to Transylvania and went over some of the old ground which was, and is, to us so full of vivid and terrible memories. It was almost impossible to believe that the things which we had seen with our own eyes and heard with our own ears were living truths. Every trace of all that had been was blotted out. The castle stood as before, reared high above a waste of desolation. When we got home, we were talking of the old time, which we could all look back on without despair, for Godalming and Seward are both happily married. I took the papers from the safe where they had been ever since our return so long ago. We were struck with the fact that in all the mass of material of which the record is composed, there is hardly one authentic document. Nothing but a mass of typewriting, except the latter notebooks of Mina and Seward and myself and Van Helsing's memorandum. We could hardly ask anyone, even did we wish to accept these as proofs of so wild a story. Van Helsing summed it all up, as he said, with our boy on his knee.
We want no proofs. We ask none to believe us. This boy will someday know what a brave and gallant woman his mother is. Already he knows her sweetness and loving care. Later on, he will understand how some men so loved her that they did their much for her sake.
Jonathan Harker. The end.
Keep talking, I'll walk towards the sound of your voice. They made you a monster, but I've made my choice. More terrible things in this world walk in day than the night. I've called myself pious, I've sung on my knees, but I'd change my tune soon as you call for me. Not so bereaved that I'd leave when wrong became right. My lady, shining you are. You make light look oh so dim against the black. Please promise, promise I pray. If you lead me into dark, you won't look back. I know of the stories. The devil appears in the form of a lover, the one you hold dear. I tell it on mountaintops, I couldn't care if it's true. I'll board up the windows, I'll be the new Jack. This love has a freedom that God sorely lacks. I'm losing religion, so at the end I can find you. My lady, shining you are. You make light look oh so dim against the black. Please promise, promise I pray. If you lead me into dark, you won't look back. And I can't help thinking of Lot's wife, salt and abandoned, all because she wanted to see the ones he deemed unworthy, burning and reaching, still for the things they could not be. I don't have such desires. I'm not the man I was before. I'm not afraid of fire if it's you who keeps me warm, my lady. Shining you are. You make light look oh so dim against the black. Please promise, promise I pray. If you lead me into dark, you won't look back.
This episode featured Ben Galpin as Jonathan Harker and Alan Bergen as Van Helsing. Dialogue editing by Stephen Andrisano, sound design by Tal Minear. The song Won't Look Back was written and performed by Newt Shuttlecotty. Special thanks this episode to our supporters: Octopus Gallery, Ekima, Jay Yang, Bobo Kitty, Marge Hankel, C. Arcane, Caroline Minx, Katie Ludwig, M. Riccardi, Alan Burton, and Bridge Geen. Produced by Ella Watts and Pacific S. Obadiah, with executive producers Stephen Andrisano, Tal Minear, and Hannah Wright. A Bloody FM production.
It just came in, said it couldn't wait.
Jaren, you want to do the honors?
Nah, all you.
Yuck. Jaren.
Troy,
Jen,
they done back there?
she's sealed up tight. You want to fire her up?
Nah, I gotta dry off a little bit.
Jenny,
She's all yours.
go on to help.
From the George A. Romero Foundation and Bloody Disgusting comes a new anthology fiction podcast. In a world plagued by the undead, the stories of survivors are well known, but those are the stories of the few, not the many who continue to walk this earth as shells of their former selves. These are their stories. These are the stories of the dead. The Dead is now playing on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and everywhere else.